And welcome to Chasing Dissent.
Happy Easter,
Happy
happy
Easter.
Easter, happy Easter to you, and you, and you, and you, and you.
Jesus Christ. Happy Easter, Ben. Well, happy Easter Sunday, because Easter's not technically till tomorrow, is it?
Didn't tomorrow Resurrection Zombie Day?
Yeah, that's the whole ethos of Easter, isn't it?
Mm.
Do you believe a 2,000-year-old dead guy came back from the dead and then died again?
No.
Where did he go after he came back? Just a matter of interest.
I don't know, just floated away. Just floated away. Just.
Anyway, let's
I'm
not
off.
get too existential, or we'll end up freaking upsetting people that believe in.
I have no
Sky fairies.
qualms in people believing in sky fairies. They can believe in sky fairies all they like, right? And I won't take the piss out of them for those beliefs, but I will take the piss out of those beliefs.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. And the thing is, certain cults of sky fairy lovers won't let you do that. But hey, that's just part and parcel of life's rich tapestry, is it not?
Yeah, I'm just pulling on the hair because Frankie says love in the toupee, Ben. It's real.
Did you see? It wasn't this show that we looked at Starmer, but it was All In. I think Starmer's wearing a rug.
It's
Seriously,
about time.
I think he's got a toupee topper on.
It's about time.
He's wearing a topper. I mean, mine's is real as well.
It's the Keith wig.
It's not much, but it's rare.
It's he's been to the place, you know, where they do the pop into transplants.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
You've tried.
No,
haven't
me,
you?
no, I
Bless-
haven't.
bless
I
him,
haven't.
He's tried.
I haven't been to. I couldn't. Punching holes in your head. That's bad enough. You know, I don't want
Hey, John, show him the wine jacket.
the wine jacket.
Show him the wine
Look,
jacket,
look.
John.
This is my wine for the show, and it's in a rather natty black insulated jacket. I don't see the problem.
Oh, I've got a wine jacket. I'm pretentious enough for a wine jacket.
Keeps it cold. It's a matter of physics. It keeps it cold. Insulated and keeps it. How much was the wine jacket? I don't know. I've had the wine jacket for like years and years. I think they're still going on about I think they're still going on about rugs in the chat. Good to see Mr. Nolan in the chat. Formula One fan. Formula One fan. No Formula One for a month. What do you think of that?
How do you think about that, Adam?
Yeah, what do you think of that?
He's a massive Max Verstappen fan.
Oh, is he? My condolences, because he's gonna fucking not win this year, is he? It's not the car; it's the driver. Except it's a car.
No. I mean, I'm not a fan of motor racing or Formula One for that matter. But you all know that, right? That's their guys' forte. They like that. They like the broom broom. If I want to do broom broom, me and Chrissy, we've got a Mario Kart wheel and we can broom broom at the TV.
Well, actually, there's something that might be of concern to you. Apparently, there's a thing out saying all the Motability cars are going to get black boxes.
Well, no. Yes and no, right? Okay, so all of this new stuff that's going into them is going into new contracts after the 1st of July. I don't have a new contract, and I'm just going to keep rolling mine over.
Yeah, but how long can you roll over for?
I can roll it over for at least another 3 years, so I'm good from now. And that
For
gives
3 years, yeah.
Yeah, but it gives me 3 years to work something out, doesn't it?
What do you want to work out?
I don't want a black box in my car, and I don't want only 10,000 mile allowance before they start making me pay. So we'll see.
But they know what mileage you've done when you hand it back, so surely that's where you get the bill.
You do. You get the bill when you hand it back, but after 10,000 miles, it's going to be 25p for every mile you do.
Oh, yeah, there's a hard limit now, because it used to be 30,000, was it?
It was 20.
Was it 20 a year?
Yeah, 20,000 miles a year. They're going to cut it in half.
That's sore.
It is sore, and it especially for people like me who, for content purposes, I drive to Paris a lot. Driving to Paris and back, it adds up.
Taxpayers should definitely pay for that.
They don't.
So taxpayers don't pay for Motability?
Well, it's complicated.
It's nuanced, is it?
Yes, it's basically a carbon tax.
Yeah.
Carbon tax. But the thing is, if I'm earning nothing, or if I'm earning £150,000 a year, it's not a means tested thing. So it's
Nobody said it was.
because of my disabilities, I am entitled to. And
yeah, but is it that is it that the taxpayers should be entitled to pay for you to go to Disneyland Paris?
well, the thing is, once the channel's incorporated, Motability will give me business insurance on that car. So you got to ask them.
What do you mean they'll pay for your business insurance?
Yes.
Okay, whatever. Right, I'm not going to enter.
I don't use my mobility scooter for really, really short distances. So if it's any more than a lean on walk around, like a Zimmer on the scooter, on the trolley, if it's more than like a lean on stroll around the supermarket, I kind of have to. But otherwise, I'm not walking from here, there, and everywhere. And at 4 miles an hour, as David says, 4 miles an hour.
That thing does more than 4 miles an hour.
My mobility scooter.
Yeah.
No, it does 4 miles an hour. You're just slow.
Okay, whatever. Right, okay, so welcome to the chat room, DW, Frankie, Beats and Types, Formula 1 fan. Where's all your people? Julie, Lucky Charms, that's my
I'm sure they'll turn up at some point. I mean, Formula 1 fan is one of my people. He is my people.
Robin. Hey, Robin's published his book. It's on Amazon. I'll need to put the link in the show notes.
He's published a book?
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
I'm intrigued.
It's about economics, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sounds like my kind of read.
Yeah. So yeah. Robin's published a book. So there you go. Right.
I'm about to officially hit a stone in weight loss as well. So
well done.
I'm like this close.
You're gonna write a book?
No. I haven't got time to write a book.
Right, okay. Right, let's get into it, as they say. Bloody hell. Slides.
Right, let's do it.
Slides, here we go.
Let me just give a pre-warning. John did give me a list of things that we will be talking about. I perused it, I browsed it, and then I forgot about it.
It doesn't matter. It's just a show.
Quite frankly, this is the best way to do the show. He just throws things at me, all right? And just lets me go.
So I posted this morning. I said, if you have never jumped off a roof into a swimming pool, have you even lived? Because I found I found this old picture of me today. I jumped off a roof into a swimming pool more than once, and it was fun. And speaking
never
of
seen yourself that skinny again.
Oh, I know. You can actually see my ribs.
You can see your ribs. Well, that's what they look like, John.
Yeah, I know. What year was this? Oh, that was
1862.
No, 74?
1774.
No, it's 1974. 74.
Okay.
74. That was in I did live.
Adam says 1655.
No. Right, moving on. So I think it was Mr. Nolan who sent me this. Yes, he's an idiot with zero common sense and no social skills, but he is my son. I just hope he never gets into politics. He'd be a disaster. Marianne Trump. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think
fake. It looks fake.
It probably is fake. Having said that, I think it's fairly accurate.
Well, yes, and you know what? I am not in any way, shape, or form, and people might throw some shade at me for this, but I'm not on the Trump train.
Not anymore. No. I mean, the first time round, I thought he did a good job.
Well, no, the first time round, I found the whole situation funny. Okay.
Yeah.
I found the whole thing hilarious that Donald Trump had actually won, that he was doing what he was doing, that he wouldn't shut up. But now I've had enough. I've had enough of it. I don't care.
There wasn't AI, me jumping in his swimming pool, mate. That the original photograph, I can show you the book.
No, I completely, I believe that's real, right? I do.
Yeah,
I believe that's real, but not this.
Not this. So the question is, what's happened? Is he actually going the way of the Biden? Is he losing his marbles?
The question is, did he ever have them in the first place, or was he just really good at hiding it?
But
That's the question.
He didn't make any crazy decisions like he's done this time.
Well,
did he? Did he really? I mean, he talked about building the wall and all that, and he started it.
Yeah, no, I have to completely agree with you. I mean, the dude is doolally. He's lost his nuts, he's lost his marbles, but he is now, especially once we reach the midterms, totally a lame duck president.
Oh, so he's so out. He's so. They're going to impeach him, right? But they've impeached him before, and
they've impeached him twice.
It doesn't matter if you're impeached or not, unless you're actually found guilty.
Guilty, right? Unless you're convicted. And do you know what? The Supreme Court has made that a lot harder to actually occur by saying basically any decision a president makes in office is immune. So how on earth can you convict him? I don't think you can, because the Supreme Court has basically made it impossible.
He's riding roughshod over Congress, is he not?
Yeah, but does he not have the executive power to do so? I mean, certain situations, absolutely he does.
He's playing fast and loose with the Constitution here, isn't he? Because, I mean, he's committed, I mean, $2 billion a day he's committed to Iran. And it's not a war. He'd begin to say, look, Putin, it's a special military operation.
Well, Frankie says in the chat that he's now declaring war.
Well, if he can't declare war, not without the approval of Congress.
But I guess he could push it to the point where Congress has no choice.
Yeah, but you still need the rubber stamp from Congress to declare war.
Yeah, I understand that. But still, I think his ultimate goal here is to push it to the point where Congress look at the situation and go, well, there's no way we can walk this back now, so we're going to have no choice.
But it's a bit like Parliament in our country, because the Prime Minister can't declare war unilaterally.
Yeah, but the Prime Minister of this country is not the head of state.
Yeah, and
I mean, there is a big...
But the head of state's a ceremonial function. It's not it's not a legislative or...
But it could be.
It's a political function, but no.
But he could absolutely at any point step in and assert his power. He could absolutely step in and assert his control. He just chooses not to, because
yeah. But then they roll them back. It's like it's like the tariffs, the whole tariff thing that we talked about last week or the week before. Do you remember? So he applied all these tariffs, and then the Supreme Court said, "No, you can't do that."
Yes,
and rolled them all back to a lower level of tariff that was actually in place.
Yeah, it was helping
before
people.
He started.
So
he's actually dropped the tariffs on stuff that's coming into the country. The guy's nuts.
Yeah, he is nuts. So let's move on from
okay.
From Dastard. Oh, here he is again.
Well, we've got to talk about what happened over the weekend. Remember when I gave Iran 10 days to make a deal or open up the Hormuz Strait? Time is running out. 48 hours before all hell will rain down on them. Glory be to God, President Donald J. Trump. So why if there is a God, and that just brings us back to our opening comments, but if there is a God, and there's one, is he not treat all people equally? Or
well, it depends.
Is America the chosen country? Israel seems to think they are.
Well, because you've also got to remember this, right? God did say, "Do not worship any false idols." And so, in Donald Trump's mind, anyone that worships any version of God that isn't his version of God is worshipping a false idol. So therefore, God will be raining down hellfire on them, because that was God's word. Now, do I believe any of this is true? Absolutely fucking not. However, glory be to God.
But that only works if you've picked the right God.
Nobody knows what the right God is, and I can tell you exactly. No, I'm not getting into it.
No, let's not get into that.
No, my personal beliefs are my personal beliefs, and they should not be foisted upon all of you beautiful people.
In a quick summation of what's happened so far, Trump says he has annihilated the Air Force in Iran, he's annihilated the Navy, he's bombed them nearly to the Stone Age. He's going to finish that off on Tuesday, right?
Just going to finish that off on Tuesday.
His words, not mine. They sank all those Navy ships for fun, right? Fun, okay. So the country, they can fly anywhere and do anything they like at any point in time. They have complete air superiority and dominance, right? So an F-15E got shot down over Iran the other day, and both the crew ejected, and the pilot seemed to be rescued fairly quickly, right? Mm-hmm. And then we couldn't find the weapons specialist who sits in the back.
They've got him out, haven't they?
Oh, they've got him out now. They've got him out now. But this has been it's a Hollywood movie, the extraction process. Because what we have here is, so the rescue of a shot down US pilot in Iran cost the US around $300 million in equipment. That's not bad. You know, if they took footage, they could probably incorporate it into the movie and get some of that back. So impressive and admirable what the US military considers the life of its soldiers to be worth. Yeah, okay, fair dues.
Or is this simply for optics? Did they do this simply because they could? Because
that's just what America does. So.
Yeah, but I don't believe they put a value on their soldiers, just the same as I don't think the British Army put a value on the grunts, on the people they send up, you know, on the front lines.
Oh, I don't think they do. I don't think they put a value on it. But if somebody's alive, the Americans will go back and they will keep going back and get other people killed to rescue them. Whereas the British, just generally, if somebody's dead, yeah, okay, we'll probably get your body back in a prisoner exchange, but we're not going to hump you across like a minefield and get blown up ourselves. Yeah, so anyway, the Americans do this. They've got this whole no one left behind thing, right? Mm-hmm. So anyway, they went in to get this guy, and what they had was this is part of the damaged aircraft that they left behind, because apparently they landed 2 C-130 Hercules, which are big aircraft.
You say damaged,
it's destroyed.
It's unrecognisable.
It's destroyed. It's destroyed, mate. Right, but there's more video of it. This was a video, and I just took a clip. But it's destroyed. So 2 C-130s completely destroyed. Now, according to America, they were destroyed by the Americans because they landed in soft sand and got stuck.
Right.
Okay. But according to the Iranians, they were shot down. And when you actually look at the video, you can see the props are bent as if they've struck the ground while they've been turning. Mm-hmm. And there are holes, bullet holes, shrapnel holes, whatever, in the wreckage that's spread around. So there's a chance they actually did get shot down. But
I think they probably got shot down. I think
they did, right?
Yeah, now, for sure. I think for sure they've been shot down.
So not only did they get shot down when they were trying to make a forward refueling base or whatever so they could go in, get the guy, and then bring him back out. So they've had to be rescued. They lost a Little Bird, which is one of the helicopters that the Delta Force used, you know, those wee ones.
Yeah.
So they lost one of them. They lost another Reaper drone, which is like, what, how much are they? 300 million or 30 million or something for a Reaper? Yeah.
Well, they've lost 300 million in total in equipment.
Yeah, and 30 million, a Reaper alone is 30 million, and they've lost a shitload of equipment, right? So was it worth it for the rescue of the guy? Well, yeah, if you rescue the guy without losing any more life. Now, they say they've gone and done this, had all these planes destroyed, but they don't have any casualties. And it said they were in a firefight and everything, but they have no casualties. That's quite hard to believe.
Well, when they say no casualties, they probably mean no American soldiers died.
Yeah, okay.
That's probably what they mean. Now, are they counting the people that they returned fire to? Probably not. I'm just spitballing here, but probably not. For the idiots who think the United States really destroyed their own aircraft, just look at the C-130's propellers to understand that it's a crash and not intentional destruction. An explosion would never cause such a curvature on the propellers.
Well, you can see the...
That's this tweet here. Who's this tweet from?
I don't know. Some guy. some guy. Anyway, here's the planes that they've lost so far to this country that has no air defences. So we're starting to lose quite a stack of planes. Because they lost an F-35, that got shot down. Well, they didn't lose it, but it was damaged. So that's out of commission now. We've lost a stack of helicopters. We've got to add one to the three that are already there. We don't have the two C-130s on that map, so they've got to be added. They lost an A-10, and they've lost 4 F-15 strike, 5 F-15 Strike Eagles now. So this country, Iran's doing fucking good for her. Or I tell you what, they're not shooting them down. These are just mechanical failures, aren't they?
Yeah, probably.
Mechanical failures. That's what
I mean, let's face it. Not much of the U.S. military's, well, the Air Force especially, equipment is very new. Yes, they've got new stuff coming, but a lot of the jets they use can be 30 or 40 years old. So
yeah, but that's not necessarily a bad thing or means anything. I mean, the A-10
it certainly could and would contribute to mechanical failure, John.
It shouldn't really. It would only be if it was like something like airframe failure, but I don't think it's that. But having said that, they are dragging a KC-130 or a KC-135 tanker out of the Mojave Desert just now in order to redo it and put it into service because they've lost.
Oh yeah.
Some. So
yeah. Hi there, Jimmy. Welcome to the chat. Let's move on, shall we, John?
Yeah, let's go to space. So Artemis, the mission, launched their second spacecraft on the 1st of April to the moon, no less.
Around the moon.
I never. Well, they're going to land. They're going to the moon. Yes, they are going around it and coming back, but they're not landing. And it seems to be that there's an incredible amount of fucking submentally challenged people on Twitter that seem to think they are going to land on it. No, they're not.
No, they're slingshotting around the moon and they're coming back.
But
basically, this is a mission to show that we can, not that we will.
Yeah. But the next idea is they want to get them on the moon, and then they want to start a moon base. So that would be pretty good.
I mean, yeah, that's ultimately what may end up happening down the line. But you never know.
But they had a toilet problem. So
I'm going to say something here. I'm going to say it must be going genuinely really well, that mission. If we're reporting on issues with the toilet, it must be going well.
Yeah, okay. Well, what can go wrong once you're online? Once you're ready to go, really? It shouldn't go that wrong.
Well, exactly.
But they've got a problem with the toilet. Apparently, it's emitting a burning smell.
Right? It's been fixed now, by the way. Got fixed around midnight last night.
Yeah. And then it had another issue. Did you know that? So
you mean urine being frozen in the lines?
Yes. So the collapsible contingency urinal is now being used.
No, once again, they have cleared everything. So it is. So what they had to do, they were in contact with Mission Control, and what they had to do was they had to roll it so that the tubes that eject were in the sun, so that they could melt the urine in the lines, so that they could eject it.
Yeah. So the question is, right? They had to contact Mission Control because they had a problem with Microsoft Outlook.
Well, everybody's got a problem with Microsoft Outlook.
Why the fuck are you using Microsoft?
So,
and a moon mission.
Pop quiz for the chat. Do you know why the toilet looks like that on a spacecraft?
Go on. I don't know. Well, unless you want to wait for the chat.
Do you know, John?
No, I don't know why the toilet looks like that.
Because
it looks like something Wolowitz has designed.
So when you sit upon the toilet, you have to create a sill because there's no gravity. You cannot pass yourself. So there's a pump that sucks it out of you. That's why the toilet looks like that, John.
No, that sounds bad. What happens if you end up with like what do they call that? What do they call that when your guts come out the wrong way?
It's not like a prolapse.
Yeah.
I don't think
what happens if you had
I
a prolapse?
think it's more of a gentle assist pumping rather than a Dyson or a Henry Hoover.
Jesus Christ. You've just tarnished spaceflight for me forever.
So that is why a space toilet looks like that.
Oh my!
Because it has to. Because otherwise you would not be able to. Because gravity does not exist.
So David says, he says, "Who the fuck uses MS Outlook?" Good question. But he also said, "Isn't this what Armstrong did?" And yeah, well, allegedly. But as this article and
David says that might feel quite pleasant, actually.
Yeah, as the Guardian, I think it was the Guardian or the Times says, skepticism has cuddled into a mania for conspiracy. It's a few more enduring than the idea that the Apollo crew never set foot on the moon. Shortly before his death in 2012, Armstrong was due to visit Britain. A notable item on his itinerary was a groundbreaking engineering project in the west of England, staffed by highly qualified technicians from the UK's armed forces. The visit had to be scrapped because when told they would be meeting Armstrong, most of the technicians said they did not believe his story.
Yeah, but you once again, you're showing me a screenshot of something, and you're reading it, and it's funny, but is it real? Is it true? That's the question here. Because
no, I think this one is true. I verified it.
Okay,
yeah, it is true. But the problem is, right? I actually don't think Armstrong did set foot on the moon.
I'm not getting into that. I'm just not getting into it.
I'm not saying
you're hanging out the bait.
No.
Up.
I'm not saying we haven't landed on the moon, right? But what I'm saying is, see the footage of the first one. I think that was filmed in a sound studio because the cost of failure would have been too great to bear.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you believe. That's what you believe.
Right. Well, let's get back down to earth. And we go from the sublime to the ridiculous. Senior Tory Michael Gove admits he has a full-blown crush on Labour Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood. On the Matt Ford podcast, he was asked if it was political or personal. Gove replied, both. He called her gorgeous and fantastic, admitted he spends quite a lot of his free time looking at pictures of her, and he wouldn't like people to see his browsing history.
I don't think he wants people to see his browsing history for reasons well beyond Shabana Mahmood. That is mere speculation, folks. I am not saying what could be on that Gove hard drive. I'm not. I mean,
every time I see her, she reminds me of an Easter Island head.
Oh my god!
With a huge jaw.
So, Michael Gove, to me, right? The man is an absolute enigma. I don't get him. I can't read him. And that worries me quite a bit because I believe he still has ambitions for political leadership. I don't know. The guy just sort of creeps me out on every level.
Well, did you remember the video of him boogieing in an Aberdeen disco? Well, nightclub.
You mean with the pupils like pancakes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Never seen a chin like that since Robbie Rotten, says Isn't he dead? The guy that played Robbie Rotten.
I don't know. Who was Robbie Rotten?
It was a show called Lazy Town.
In fact,
it was a European show called Lazy Town. And Robbie Rotten was one of the villains, and he had a big outlandish chin. He is dead. Yeah, see? I know these things.
There you go. Like Desperate Dan.
Chad knows, David. Chad knows.
So on a train, a group of 15 young British university students are all talking about politics.
Mm-hmm.
We must stop reform. I don't care about the politics as long as reform don't get in. I love Zach. He's so gay. They have zero clue what they're voting for.
Of course they have zero clue what they're voting for. They're students.
They're students. What would one possibly expect from students? I mean, Ben, what happened in the universities? What happened?
It's called the Long March.
Exactly.
So the Long March through the institutions. And it was basically, we had the Red Scare. And the people who were on the other end of the Red Scare got smart. Because instead of going out and protesting and showing this is us, blah, 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 they put on suits, they put on ties, and they started working in the institutions, be that the schools, the universities, the media, government. And they didn't just start working in the institutions, they started working their way over a long time through the institutions up to leadership positions. And guess what? Their politics, their views, their commie actions never changed. And now they're in charge.
And thank you for that, Ben. You're quite right. And Northman Gaming, nobody said they were 15. A group of 15
So
young
15 people, not
students.
15-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
15 people. A group of 15.
Yeah.
Right.
And it is, the Long March thing is actually real. It actually happened.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not a
no,
conspiracy. It happened.
I've got a video on it in the video section. Go and have a look at it if you want.
It happened.
It happened. It did happen. He's
And
right.
you know what? The people on the other
true.
side of the people on the other side of the fence should have really looked at that tactic and thought, well, if they can do it, we
So
can
can
do
we?
it too.
Yeah.
But the people on the other side of the fence are stupid. I'm just saying.
Are they stupid, or are they just so self-assured that they didn't think they had to?
What I will say is this: the people on that train and the people sitting on the other end of that fence, of that same fence, they are all stupid. And I'll tell you why they're stupid, because they just look at something and say, it doesn't believe the same things we do, therefore it is bad. They don't look at, they don't get into the nuts and bolts of it. They don't look at why they believe what they do. They don't look at what solutions these people could be giving. And they don't have to agree with everything. They could go, oh, well, that's really good coming from these people, but I don't like that. But they won't do that. They'll simply look at it and go, oh, reform, right, bad. Now I'm never going to vote reform. But
you're right. You're exactly right. Because what do people not do these days? They don't think critically. And,
well, they don't think critically, but they also they don't take the time to talk to, listen to, or understand the people on the other side of the fence.
Because they don't think critically. That's the problem. They don't have that critical thinking ethos about them, so they don't spend the time to research it. You're quite right.
And this is why when I was doing this full time with you, we had people on like that NHS doctor to sit down and have a conversation, because I would rather sit down and have a conversation with, and I did it for people on the right as well, like Nick. I don't agree with a lot of what Nick believes in or what he says, but I'd rather sit down and have a conversation with somebody and get right down into the nuts and bolts of what they believe, why they believe it, and how we can come to some kind of middle ground rather than hitting an impasse, than just going, you bad, don't like, whoa, gonna throw something at you, here's a milkshake. Doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. And, everybody can have a redeeming quality if you spend enough time listening to them or looking at what they're doing. Because even Starmer, I agree with his decision not to go and plough into Iran along with the States. I agree with that. I think it's a sensible decision. Why get embroiled in a war that you don't need to? But by the same token, why stay embroiled in a war that you don't need to in Ukraine? This is the part I don't get. How can you be so sensible on one hand and so fucking stupid on the other?
Yeah, but
when it's exactly the same fucking problem, except it's just a different superpower involved.
No, I completely. Unfortunately, though, we voted these people into power. We voted these people into power with the aim of them representing us and our interests, and they're not doing that, and they don't do that ever. By the way,
never have, because
they never will.
What are the two aims of government, Ben?
You tell them.
Feather your own nest and control the population. That's it.
Moving on.
Right, let's move on. Where were we? Oh, and then. So, Ryan Bridge, leader of Raise the Colours, has been arrested on suspicion of religiously and racially aggravated harassment. His crime, putting up St George's and Union flags across Britain. Flying your flag can now get you arrested. Britain is a police state. First of all, what are the actual charges?
This is the first thing I was going to say, because this is from an X account called the British Patriot.
Yes.
Right? So there's obviously a built-in bias right here. Immediately, what has he actually been arrested for?
Yeah,
that tweet tells us nothing. It simply says that he's been arrested on suspicion of religiously and racially aggravated harassment, but they don't say what that specific thing is. Did he specifically go to a place where he knew people would not be agreeable to his views? And not saying that I agree with that he should be arrested for that, but I'm saying there's probably a lot more to it than what this simple tweet says.
Yeah, and had he been doing a little bit more than just putting up flags? Because when you dig into Sam Melia, which people have mentioned, he did a little bit more than just putting up stickers.
And I got into this actually while we were doing a gaming stream the other night.
Right.
And we got into the Sam Melia situation, and I feel absolutely no remorse for Sam Melia. I'm sorry, but I don't, because the guy did what he did, and he can lie and say he did what he was stitched up, but I just do not believe him. I do not believe him. I'm sorry. He did what he did, and what he did was essentially putting people's lives at risk. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so
you've got to dig into everything before you can start making these judgments, because this is what people don't do. They don't think critically. They don't examine it. They don't approach anything with skepticism, because if it's on their side, that's good,
Yeah.
It's like Orange Man bad. Doesn't matter what Orange Man does, it's going to be bad.
Look, I don't care if people think... I'm just addressing the chat here. I don't care if people think that our flag, the English flag, or indeed the Union Jack flag, are inclusive enough. If I want to wear the flag of my country, or I want to raise the flag of my country, I will do so. Okay? So I genuinely do not care. DW says we have St. George's Cross flag still, not really flying so much these days, and I've not heard of complaints around here. Not sure if that guy has anything to do with it. I mean, we've got St. George's flags running all the way down to a roundabout on loads of different lampposts just over there.
Look, all you need to do is look at what's the where does the fucking king stay these days? What's that? Windsor. Yeah. Yeah, when the king's in residence, they put the Union flag out all on the streets.
Yeah, no, they do. And do you know what?
So
I've
if you can do it there,
a bunch of times.
If you can do it there, why can't you do it anywhere else?
Well, exactly. And do you know what? That's why I find this very hard to believe. And I find it very hard to believe from an account that calls itself the British Patriot. As David rightly says in the chat, exactly, it's a clickbait account that wants Musk money.
Yeah.
Wants Musk, and that's what it is.
You know what I do with clickbait accounts that want Musk money? I block them because it hurts them in the algorithm. Even if it's just a little bit. Even if it's just a little bit. This time around,
you screenshotted their thing and put it on this show. You've given them airtime.
But then I blocked it.
The Brit lad. That's the Brit lad. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to believe the bias here. All young men between the ages of 17 and 45 are now no longer allowed to leave Germany for more than 3 months without permission. Once again, is that true?
Yes. Yes, it is true. Right? If they want to leave Germany for longer than 2 weeks or something like that. Sorry, if they want to leave Germany for more than 3 months, they need to get a pass from the Ministry of Defense in Germany. That is true. Okay? Now, someone put up a counter to this saying this is just a clickbait headline, but he then goes, this isn't the case. It's not that they're not allowed to leave Germany, it's just they need to ask permission to leave Germany. And that's exactly what that headline says if you actually read it to the end. It says they're not allowed to leave unless for longer than 3 months, unless they ask for permission. And that's true. But between the ages of 17 and 45, fighting men are not allowed to leave Germany, but only if they're German citizens.
In a statement sent to the BBC, a Defence Ministry spokesman confirmed that males aged 17 and older were required to obtain prior approval for stays abroad lasting longer than 3 months. Under the current law, travel approvals must generally be granted, and it remains unclear how the rule would be enforced if breached. The requirement to obtain permission had gone largely unnoticed until it was reported by the Frankfurter Rundschau newspaper on Friday. The Defense Ministry spokesman said that the regulation was intended to ensure a reliable and meaningful military registration system, adding, in the event of an emergency, we must know who may be staying abroad for an extended period. The statement acknowledged that consequences for young people could be far-reaching and said that the regulations on exemptions were being developed in part to avoid unnecessary bureaucracy. Well, I think there's going to be a fuck ton of uproar. I'm sorry, but right, I'm going to say something here.
Go on.
I don't know how this is going to be taken, but I'm going to say it. If you're doing this to men, in the interest of equality, you must also do it to women. You must also do it. Well, I'm sorry, but this is the biggest factor on how equality has not been achieved, and it's not been achieved not in the way that feminists and people think. It's not been achieved because, despite the fact that men and women have equal rights, they don't, because men are still stuck with the draft. At any point, your country, this country that we are sitting in right now, can conscript fighting age men without their consent and send them to die in a war. They cannot do that to women. They can only do it to men.
And do you think they should be able to do that to women?
I do not think they should be able to do it to anyone.
Yeah,
I do not think. I don't think.
But let's just say we were in a pretty predicament. For instance, something like the Second World War, right?
Right.
And you needed men to fight, and you weren't getting enough volunteers.
Right.
Do you think conscription is acceptable, or do you just surrender?
Neither.
Okay. What do you do?
Well, the thing is, I do believe that conscription is a breach of human rights. I believe it's sending young men to die for a war that they did not start. And they did not have anything to do with, and they may not approve of, may not agree with. And I think in that instance, I don't think anybody's got the right to kill my children or kill my son if he's older.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, I don't.
No, I understand that, but so
if surrender is the only option,
surrender.
I would rather that than send somebody to die.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just asking for your opinion. That's all.
Yeah.
I certainly think you probably would get a large volume of recruits anyway.
Absolutely.
Because people are generally quite stupid.
People can bash me for my opinions here, but I think conscription is evil. I think it's evil in its entirety. But I also think if we're going to have true equality and it's not going away, it needs to be for all. That's the only way you can be equal in this society.
But men and women aren't equal.
I know men and women aren't equal, and you can just look at other things. Like in Parliament, we've got a minister for women and girls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
where's the minister for men?
Well, let's just look at YouTube, right? I mean, it's racist because we've got a Black Creator Month. Why?
I don't agree with. I don't.
Why?
I don't know.
What's the difference? But what difference does it make? What color you are to your creative skills?
Absolutely none whatsoever. And you know what? On this platform, it's very hard to get anywhere. It's very hard.
Yeah.
And
waste of time.
People should not be given a leg up based upon their race, their sexuality, even their disability. Being a disabled creator, it should not be. It should be completely merit based. But unfortunately, the algorithms have made it so that it's not.
The meritocracy is dead.
Meritocracy is dead in general, not just on YouTube, mate.
Oh no, I didn't mean just on YouTube. I meant across the board. Right, moving on. Let's go to France. No, let's not go to France. Let's go to the new U.S. Attorney General, because Pam Bondi got sacked, didn't she?
Well, that was bound to happen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The thing is, Donald is beholden to his base. Donald is absolutely beholden to his base. So if they turn on someone, he has to do something about it. Because if he loses his base, he's lost any shred of support that he's got. And they didn't like Pam Bondi.
No,
they didn't like her.
They just don't like her at all. But that guy's just taking the same stance, isn't he? Mm-hmm. We're not going to prosecute the predators in the Epstein files or release their names to the public.
Oh.
At least we know.
Yeah, at least we know.
Right, moving on. So, Storm Dave. Has Storm Dave hit you guys? No, it was snowing up here earlier today.
Well, I will say it got really, really windy last night, but that was really about it.
Yeah, well, we got wind and we've had snow today. Snow.
You've had snow.
Blue sky, snow. Blue sky, snow.
Yeah, but that's just Scotland, isn't it?
Yeah, well, kind of.
I was going to say that's not Storm Dave. That's just Scotland.
But so anyway, BBC weatherman Alex Deacon live on air giving the forecast with a straight face. By and large, though, it's simply a lovely winter's day tomorrow. Bucket loads of oh, that was a naughty word, wasn't it? What was he thinking? And he did see it.
Only he can know what he was thinking.
I know.
But we can certainly speculate.
Pardon me. Right, moving on. There is one pipe left of Nord Stream. It's not damaged and it's good for 27.5 trillion cubic meters of gas. There's only one decision the German government has to make to reduce their energy costs, and that is turn on the tap. But Washington decides and says no, says Vladimir. Why is Europe still listening to Washington at this point?
I don't know.
What? I don't know either.
Why is Washington even in charge of that decision?
Well,
if it's a deal between, I'm sorry, but if it's a deal between Russia and Germany, it's a deal between Russia and Germany, not a deal between Germany and Russia and then Daddy Trump. It's a deal between Germany and Russia. I'm not a big fan of either country, especially now we've seen this conscription thing. But
did you see what Germany did last week?
What did Germany do last week?
Made a military pact with Japan. What could possibly go wrong with that? For mutual support in the event of extremism or war. What could possibly go wrong? Germany and Japan back together.
Sauerkraut and ramen. Bratwurst and a pokeball.
That's just fucking incredible, though. I mean, talk about bad optics. Germany and Japan. Just nuts. Right, anyway, moving on. Speaking of Japan, here we are. Former Japanese Prime Minister Ishiba on the need to always agree with Trump. I met Trump 3 times. If you tell him you're wrong, he starts to get angry. If you say you are wrong, let me correct you, he immediately starts shouting. You can't say any of that. You must always respond, yes, you are right. If he suddenly gets furious, you're in trouble. I believe that. I've seen him in The Apprentice.
So basically what we're getting at is Trump is the school bully.
Oh, of course he is. Well, he's a school bully in charge of the biggest bully in the world, which is the USA.
Yeah, he's the school bully. Donnie is the school bully.
Well, you've seen him in The Apprentice, have you not?
Yes, I have seen him in The Apprentice.
Yeah.
Of course I have.
And he's a bully.
Well, then at the end of the day, you get what you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
He was elected. They elected the bully.
They did. And the bully didn't show his true colours in the first time they elected him, but boy, is he doing it this time.
Well, boy, is he doing it this time. But like I said to you last time we spoke, he's doing all this for legacy because he knows he's a lame duck president. He knows he can't be president again. So how does he cement himself? How does he make himself memorable?
I know.
That is what he is. That's what he's doing.
The guy that started and won a war within... started and lost a war within 2 days. Anyway... See, this is the difference, though. This is the difference, I think, between Starmer and Macron, right? Macron never does anything that Trump says, but he never publicly disagrees with him. Whereas Starmer does disagree with Trump, but then does what he says. So Macron does it the right way. He doesn't publicly disagree, but just does whatever he likes, right? Whereas Starmer does publicly disagree, and then a couple of days later turns around and does what Trump wants him to do. For instance,
Frankie,
like using the bases and things.
Frankie, I'm going to give you a direct answer to that question you've just put in the chat.
No.
No.
No chance.
No.
No chance.
Not a chance in hell that he's getting a Nobel Peace Prize. Not a chance in hell.
Do you remember the movie Aliens?
Yeah.
The Russians have the gun.
They got a railgun, have they?
No, a new innovation in the Russian army to intercept suicide drones at minimal cost using a medium-sized machine gun powered by artificial intelligence.
Jesus Christ, they've set up a fucking autonomous...
Yeah, autonomous machine gun, and it takes them out.
Oh, good God.
You get the video, one flies across and the gun tracks it and then takes it out. Boom.
Oh, good God.
They have the aliens' guns.
Oh, Jesus.
They were good, though. They were good. But it didn't stop the aliens.
But does it really have to go to the Russians?
Well, they made it. I mean, Christ knows how many washing machines are sacrificed for that.
Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
On that point, the USA have just pulled a KC-135 out of the boneyard and is restoring it for active duty. Tanker demand is surging. KC-46 rollout is lagging. So they're bringing old war horses back to keep global ops moving. This is not what winning looks like, sadly. And then some wag remarks, your washing machine is next.
Dear. I mean, that we don't need to discuss this. It says it all in those. It says it all. We don't need to discuss this.
There's nothing to discuss there.
There's nothing to discuss. I mean, we've already spoken about it earlier.
Yeah, we have.
It's not what winning looks like, folks.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not. It's not.
Although America will probably find a way to say they won.
Oh, of course they will.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the Nigerian study, which inadvertently confirmed that all sub-Saharan Africans are ultimately retarded, or the majority are, and
I don't think that's really fair.
Oh, I think it is.
I don't. But
well, they did their own study and came up with the fact that yeah, it's correct. Their average IQ was 67, and the best they could ever, the highest they'd ever had was 100, which is only the average of what it is in the West.
Yeah, but is that nurture versus nature?
No, it's not. It's not.
Are you sure? Because it's an underdeveloped country.
It doesn't matter. IQ is not measured. No, IQ is not affected by education. The most you're going to move a person's IQ points by education is 5 points, right?
Anyway, continue.
No. But anyway, so this guy goes, can this work in my country? We were talking about Tesla self-driving, right? He goes, can this work in my country, Nigeria, or should I say in a country that isn't properly mapped out? And I said, dude, people don't even work in your country, meaning...
Yeah, but you haven't posted that.
Yeah, I did. I did post it. I assure you I did post it. Because he came back at me, right? I took this screenshot before I posted it, but I did post it. But I said, people don't even work in your country, not meaning physical work. I mean, your country just doesn't work because it's a fucking mess. And he came back at me saying, yes, that's because we have difficulty getting jobs. I rest my case.
It's just not something for me to comment on.
It's because you're not a racist.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not.
Well, neither am I, because this is just fucking data. It's just data, mate.
I understand what you're saying, but it's also a single study that said this. Why is Cilla Black on the screen?
It's not a single study. It's multiple studies now. Cilla Black's on the screen because... Sorry?
It's just responding to a chat.
All right. It's on the screen because Cilla Black used to eat oranges with oxo cubes rubbed into them as a snack. Why would you do that?
Well, the amount of stuff she had... Look, the amount of stuff our Cilla had to put herself through, right? You know, surprise, surprise, blind date, all that shit.
Yeah.
She must have gone mental. That woman must have lost the plot at some point. And she was always upbeat. She was always going. She was always on it.
She was like a little Duracell bunny, wasn't she?
Yes, she really was. Hello there. No, I'm not doing it. She's got that voice, isn't she? Like, surprise, surprise.
Yeah. You're not there, but you're definitely.
Yes.
Oxo cubes.
No, they might have been something cubed. Yeah, something resin based, maybe.
Yeah, possibly Afghan black or something like that.
Maybe.
Anyways, speaking of Duracell bunnies. This person says, I've learned that giant river otters exist and I don't like it. It's not very Tarka. And
The
that
fuck is Tarka?
Do you not remember Tarka the Otter?
No.
Oh, fucking hell, man. What was it called? What was it called? The Otter movie. People remember the Otter movie, don't you? There are old people in the chat. You must remember the Otter movie.
I like the way he's prefacing it. He's saying there are old people in the chat.
Let me check on IMDb and see if I can remember the name of the Otter movie.
Oh God, here he
What
goes.
the hell was it called?
The one that bit the finger off, says Robin. Dredd says, yep. I mean, just yep. No elaboration there, Dredd.
Yeah,
just
I know.
Yep.
Come on, what was the movie? What was the movie called? Have we got a result yet? No. From the chat.
No.
Chat are letting us down.
Yeah.
The chat are letting us down.
Shalini says, come on, Ben, Tarka the Otter, for fuck's sake. I don't
There
know
was
what Tarka the
a
Otter
movie
is.
called Tackle the Otter, but I think it was, I can't remember what it was called. Something to do with rings.
There was a novel, and there was a 1978 film called Tarka the Otter.
Yeah, but it's older than that, I think.
Yeah, so in 1979, Tarka the Otter is a 1979 British adventure film directed by David Cobham. It is based on the 1927 novel of the same name by Henry Williamson.
Okay.
I've never seen this.
Well, let's just leave it at that. Yeah, right, here we go.
What's it called? Because I'm not going to watch it, says Pink.
Definitely make a point of not watching it. I tell you, I watched a movie called Cold Storage.
I want to see that film.
Yeah. You should. You should. I'd like your opinion.
I'm not going to like it, am I?
No, I think you might like it. It's not as bad as I thought it was. Right? Oh,
right.
Fuck. Don't mention Kess. I hate Kess. It's not as bad. It's not as bad as Project Hail Mary, right?
You say that.
Project
Everyone
Hail Mary
seems to
was
have loved Project Hail Mary except you.
Hated it, mate. Fucking hated it. It was so fucking boring. And I tell you what, have you seen it yet? No.
No, I've not taken myself to do it.
See if you go and see it. Apparently, it's like E.T. for the modern age, right?
So I'll tell you what I have seen though. That I've just
no, hold on. Can I finish? Did you like E.T.?
I did. I loved E.T.
Right. If you loved E.T., you'll like Project Hail Mary. I hated E.T.
I love
right?
E.T. I think it's such a wholesome film.
Exactly. And Project Hail Mary's the same. It's fucking maudlin shite, right?
I didn't like what they
sentimental
did to
shite
with the fucking, they basically gave it the Star Wars treatment, didn't they?
Yeah, but don't worry about that. If you liked E.T., you'll like Project Hail Mary, right? If like me, if like me, you didn't like E.T., you will fucking hate Project Hail Mary, and you will be bored out your skull. But more than anything, when you see it, Ben, right? Tell me what you think of the music in Project Hail Mary, because I found that probably the most disturbing fucking trying to program you to have emotion when no emotion was required.
So I'll tell you, actually, music very much leans into what I was going to say. What I saw this weekend probably has one of the best video game to movie scores I've ever heard. And that is the Super Mario Galaxy movie, right? So I took the kids, I took Dexter to see it on Wednesday. Let me just be upfront. This is not a movie, right? This is 90 minutes of something happening, and then 2 minutes later it's solved. Something happens next, 2 minutes later it's solved. There's no actual coherent plot that runs all the way through it. It's not a film.
Well,
There's no substance to this film whatsoever. In fact, the first one, the Super Mario movie, at least had a through plot. It was paper thin. But at least it had a story that got you from point A to point B with character arcs and growth. This has none of that. There is no substance whatsoever. However, the music is absolutely outstanding, and it's probably the single most beautiful animated film I've ever seen in my life. It looks good. And it's stacked full of Nintendo references. So if you are a Nintendo fan and you are a fan of Mario and you like looking at these things, you're going to love this film. You're going to love it. If you're there to try and get a story out of it, maybe not for you. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. So, yeah, as I was saying, I watched Cold Storage and it's not that bad. It's not as good as it could have been. It could have been a lot better. But the guy out of Stranger Things is in it, Joe Keery.
Joe Keery's in it, isn't he?
Blonde this time.
It is meant to be a comedy, isn't it?
It's meant to be a comedy horror. The practicals are great. But if you watch it, give me your opinion on the deer.
Have you seen
That's all
the
I'm going to
trailer
say.
for Pinocchio Unstrung?
No.
So, you know those guys that made the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey movies?
It's not something I think I'm going to watch.
I'm going to have to watch Pinocchio Unstrung because Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger himself, is playing Jiminy Cricket. I'm going to have to watch it. These guys have got the money now from the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey movies to hire Robert fucking Englund.
But the second Winnie the Pooh movie was rubbish.
Way better than the first one. And it looked better than the first one as well because they had more money to play around with. It looked way better than the first one. And I like the way that they went, right, well, we know our first film looked like absolute utter shit. So we're going to make that a film within our film.
I am looking forward to the Backrooms.
I'm so looking forward to Backrooms. And I like the fact that they gave A24 actually took the risk to give the directing job to the kid. And I say kid.
Yeah.
That made the YouTube shows.
Yeah. The Kane. What's his, I can't remember his first name.
Kane Parsons.
Kane Parsons. Oh, I remember his first name, sorry.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on. So, Tesla, in fashion, Tesla has a fully autonomous floor cleaner for Giga Texas lobby. Hold on a minute, Tesla. They've got one of these in fucking Morrison's round the corner.
Isn't that just a big robo vacuum?
That's all it is. There's nothing new, mate. It's a fucking robo vacuum or floor cleaner or whatever, just exactly like the one they've got in Morrison's round the fucking corner.
Yeah, it's just a big autonomous robo cleaner. It's nothing new at this point.
It's not new. Yep.
And it's certainly not news. Move on.
Not new, not big, not clever. No, he hasn't managed to give up cola.
Well,
speaking of, well, that's cola. It says fucking cola on the tin.
But I've given up full sugar, and I'm now just about to hit. Like, I'm that close to hitting a stone lost in 4 weeks.
Right. So, speaking of things that aren't new, a museum in the Netherlands that's recataloguing its archives has discovered an ancient Roman phallus carved from bone and measures over 8 inches long, dating back approximately 1800 years. Researchers believe the artifact may have been used to ward off evil spirits.
1800-year-old dildo, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mate. Let's call it what it is. What, fucking ward off evil spirits? Yeah.
It's an 1800-year-old dildo.
It's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is.
Yeah.
June Brown, actress who played Dot Cotton in EastEnders, died aged 95. Now, this is from 2022. This is a real article. June Brown, the actress best known for playing Dot Cotton, the world-weary, Bible-reading, chain-smoking laundrette manager in EastEnders, has died. As a child, there was nothing Brown liked better than putting a rabbit in a biscuit tin, gassing it to death, and then cutting it up. Nowadays, people would scream in horror at the thought, she said, but we were not sentimental about field animals. I loved dissection. So, it's a little bit out of context, okay?
It does seem to be a little bit out of context,
because what she's saying is her teacher put the rabbit in a tin, gassed it to death, and then let the class dissect them.
Right.
This is what we used to do in biology.
I mean, they still do it with frogs, don't they, in the States?
Well, I did it with a rat here.
Yeah, you might. We don't do this in British schools.
We used to. We used to. And why not?
Well,
how else would one learn?
I guess to satiate the animal rights activists is why we don't do it.
We cut up dead rats. Wow. We cut up dead frogs. We started on frogs. We did frogs first and then we did the rats.
Robin says his dad got a frog and he also says they did eat it afterwards. Dred says we did. Shanty says we did a rat and frog at school. No, in this day and age, well, I'm 37 coming up, so I'm pushing 40. But in this day and age, when I was at school, so 25 years ago, no, we weren't doing that. And I assume they're not doing it now.
Well, I get. Oh, they won't be doing it now, mate. They definitely won't be doing it now.
David's joking. He says,
"Yeah, I know."
Human together.
So speaking of what you shouldn't be doing, what the hell are these doors for on high flats?
Where is that? Because that looks like China.
That probably is China, but apparently they used to have these in Chicago too.
Right.
On high flats, and they used to call them suicide doors.
Well, I was gonna say, you know, are we on the top floors of the Apple building here?
I have no idea, but what the hell? What the hell? I mean, imagine thinking that. Imagine if you left the door open and somebody walked up to look out the window and thought it was glass and leaned on it.
So there's something about that photo that just doesn't look. It looks
no, they are real.
To me. It looks but that photo in general, it just looks composited to me.
Okay, whatever, but it's not bad. But having said that, these doors do exist.
No, I don't say. I'm not saying they don't.
I think they're there to enable alien abductions. I nearly said that with a straight face, didn't I?
Just makes it easier. There you
look. Really? David's come up with the same thing. Easy access for aliens. Yeah,
it just makes it easier. Look, just abduct me through the suicide door because I can't be asked for you to break my shit. So come on, open it up. Come on in. Come go. Stick in the probe. Put me back to bed. Come on, folks.
So at this point, speaking
to let
of
the
probes,
window cleaner in for a little time.
Yeah. Fire escape.
The Diet Coke bloke. I don't want you to be my slave.
Fire escape. So at this point in time, speaking of probing, I think we've got to mention that our dear friend Ed has been incarcerated in hospital this weekend.
He has indeed.
Not through any particular emergency or anything like that, but he went along for a checkup and they kept him in to do more devious things to him. But he's hoping to get back out on Tuesday.
Yeah, we hope he gets out and the probing isn't too severe.
Yeah. And the food isn't too bad.
Oh, the food will be fucking awful, John.
Well, you say that, right?
I do say that.
But I was quite pleasantly surprised because when I was sitting by my mother's bedside as she died, the nurses would come in and say, "Do you want a dinner?" You know, because obviously my mum was entitled to a dinner, but she wasn't eating. Yeah. Being unconscious, so I would go, yeah, I'll have a dinner, and some of it was actually all right.
They bought the trays round, the trolleys round of the meals when I had my appendix out a few years ago, and all of it just looked so terrible. It looked so bad.
I had a steak pie, and it was actually pretty damn good.
I got my wife to bring me a homemade tuna sandwich.
Oh no, tuna in a hospital. Oh, yeah. See, that's the one thing I won't eat in a hospital, tuna, because hospitals are always too hot. Fish is just going to go off straight away.
I know, it was fine. She brought it in, it was nice and cold. It was lovely.
No, they didn't have Angel Delight, David, but they did have custard and apple crumble.
Yeah, well, that's old school. Robin says, tell Ed to get the apple crumble my dad was just in.
There you go. See?
There you go. Yeah. Apple crumble. Right, let's move on.
Moving on. My boyfriend bought 12 beakers for us to use as cups. I think that's inspired.
I like it.
I think it's cool.
You know, when you go to this is true, by the way. when you go to Disneyland Paris and you go to the Ant-Man buffet in the Marvel area, they give you beakers as cups.
Because it's meant to be a lab?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
My history teacher, who was a bit of a knob, used to drink his coffee out of a beaker all the time.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Right, says the biggest grossing Greg's is the biggest grossing Greg's is in a hospital in the Midlands. I don't doubt that in the slightest. You know,
yeah, well, why does it matter that there's no handles? Because if it's too hot to hold, it's too hot to drink.
Also, don't fill it to the rim.
Yeah.
Fill it to the point where you can grab above the liquid. It's quite easy. It's quite easy.
Are you gay?
I don't think you've got any recourse with that fucking wine jacket, John.
I think after you called me gay earlier...
Show him the wine jacket again, John. Show him.
There's nothing wrong with wine having its own jacket.
Oh, look at me, I'm pretentious. Oh, yes, my wine's got a jacket.
It keeps it nice and cold. See? Just slide it on.
Fucking wine jacket.
There's no wines in it. It means I don't have to... It means I don't have to keep going to and from the fridge. Remember, I used to do that.
Exactly, David. That's the first thing I said to him. It's a bin bag.
It's not a bin bag.
I said he looks like a hobo drinking wine from a bin bag. That's what I said.
It's a proper insulated jacket. See?
And you're not showering yourself with glory here.
Hey, it doesn't matter, mate.
You're not.
Right, there's only 2 slides left.
Oh, really? This has gone well.
Well, we've done over an hour.
Have we?
Yeah, it's 9:10.
Fudge me sideways.
I'd rather not. Anyway, so I'd always wondered why people used to say things like beef curtains, but I never ever came up with this.
What?
I think they mean Virginia ham. I think they made an error.
I think an error may well have occurred. Yeah.
Yes, and I think there was another error when the guy, and I think I've used this picture before, but since it's Easter, I thought I had to use this picture. Why did the guy that made this stained glass window do it like this? Christ has indeed risen.
Is that real? Oh, please be real.
But as real, look at the other leg. He's trying to put some shading into the leg.
Hold on, I've got to turn this round and show my wife. Babe, look at this stained glass window. She just went, that's not real.
It is real. Look at the other leg. Look at the other leg. The guy's tried to put shading into the legs.
He tried to put shading into the leg.
No, it's not photoshopped. It's a genuine window. Look, that's a proper window.
If that's real, we need to find out where it is, and I think a pilgrimage must occur.
A pilgrimage to the Christ has risen window.
Yeah. I'd make a video on Real Review UK doing that.
Yeah.
If you want to go subscribe to Real Review UK, and if this is real and people can give me the location, we're going on a pilgrimage, baby.
A pilgrimage.
Yes.
Yeah. There we go.
And that's right. I'm plugging myself. You should come over. We have fun. We go places. We do things. We play games. It's good fun.
So while he's plugging that, remember what was I going to say? There
you go. There's a link. Go subscribe. Join us.
What was I going to say? Remember snarkycinema.co.uk. No, Snarky Cinema at snarky. At Snarky Cinema.
Link is in the chat, Robin.
YouTube at Snarky Cinema for me, for the other one. Snarky-Cinema
I shall place it in again just to.
Oh fuck! It's supposed to be an @ sign at the beginning. But
Thank
anyway,
you, Robin.
You guys know that.
And we're live most nights, by the way, and we play Fortnite. Dred's with us quite a bit. We chat shit. We have a good time. We have fun.
But also go and subscribe to his proper Fortnite channel so he can fucking get Fortnite off the channel that he shouldn't have it on.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to set up a gaming channel so we can move Fortnite games over there. But it's a long slog. We need 50 subs over there, and obviously I've got 2,700 odd over on my main one. But we need to start a new channel from scratch because I want the algorithm to be happy with me, and right now it's not.
Well, it won't be. It won't be when you're streaming games on your channel.
So but anyway, I should also put that link in.
As David has pointed out here, I was referred to on my Snacky Cinema channel as the Critical Drinker's father.
Oh no, that's wrong. Sorry, I shall remove that. Oh no, but we don't do it for the games, and you know, for the most part, also on the main channel, we're not gaming. That's not what the main stuff is. But we don't do it for the games. We do it to talk to you lot. That's why we do it. Because I want to give a visual medium, and we can still talk anything in the chat.
Yeah, but you don't need to play games then. You would you not be better talking to people just like we are just now?
Well, yes and no, because you know, because this way it also draws in normies, and then normies start to hear our chats and opinions. It's calculated.
Yeah.
It's calculated.
Okay.
It's a different way of reaching people.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the main channel can be about that, Robin. If we can, it won't be about that, but that can be inclusive on the main channel. If we can actually confirm this is real, we can start a pilgrimage. We can plan a pilgrimage if we can confirm it's real. So the main channel, I do travel. Mostly disabled travel. We go to theme parks, we do hotels, we do resorts, and I make video. Is it appropriate for a 15-year-old Autie? Well, I'm a 37-year-old Autie Shanty, so yeah, it's fun. We have fun. That's what we try and do. We try and promote fun. We try and promote positivity, because you know, John will tell you, when I left this show, I was in a bad place mentally. I was down in the dumps. I was not thinking straight. I was not happy. And
that's just because I was trying to make you work.
Well, no, it's not that. It's because all day, every day, you were going, look at this story, and there was nothing positive, and it ground me down. It totally ground me down. And then in turn, it just made me unhappy. It made me angry. I was lashing out. I was not in a good place, you know. And so that's why I walked off. And I did explain all this to you, didn't I, John? I explained it. I explained it to him in detail.
He did explain it to me.
I didn't just, you know,
great length.
I didn't just say to him, you know, fuck off, dickhead. Like, I explained to him. And now I'm in a place mentally, because of the content that I do, and because the fact that we're trying to promote positivity and fun like that, I'm in a mental place where I can step back here, where I can do this. And me and John have agreed we're going to do this once a fortnight. So once a fortnight on a Sunday. So Frankie says, Ben, just come back here permanently.
Oh, thanks, Frankie.
I don't
Fuck
want
you too.
But I don't want to find myself falling back into that headspace. Yeah. So I think this is a happy medium, because I actually look forward to this. And I don't just look forward to this. I have a great time doing it, because I get to rip the piss out of that guy and his wine jacket.
and David joins me in the alternate Sunday when you aren't doing it.
Is David joining you every other Sunday as well?
Yeah, it's the one that you're not doing.
That's good. That's good.
That is good, because obviously David was doing the Fridays with us, and unfortunately his work commitment.
I mean, what I could suggest is, in 2 weeks' time, we have a menage a trois.
No, je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
David, are you down for a menage a trois?
I don't mind. I'm up for it. that sage, and I'll not knock it until I've tried it.
Yeah, 6-baller, David, 6-baller.
6-baller, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Frankie says, John, I just think you and Ben were the best.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I will say that we bounce off each other in a way that we don't bounce off other people. But I think that comes from actually, doing this together for the amount of years that we did. And we're comfortable enough with each other to just go, you're a dick. What?
The church has never been reliably identified.
Yeah, I want to. If you can identify that as real,
They reckon it's a real picture, right?
Mm.
And they reckon it is a real window, but they don't know where it is, and it dates from 2019.
Well, David's asking you: is they Ara?
Ah,
As in, you say they say. Is it Ara that's saying, not they? Who's they?
well, it's AI doing.
Might as well be Ara then.
Yeah, well, it's Grok, so yeah, probably is.
Oh God, bloody AI! Right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, have you had a good time with us this evening? Those of you that have stuck with us, let us know down there in the chat. Like I said, we'll do a 6-baller in 2 weeks just for a bit of fun, if the other two are up for it. But Shanti, I know people miss the old days. People tell me pretty much every day that, and the thing is, like I said, if I come back permanently, I would start not looking forward to doing it. And as we are doing it right now, I'm looking forward to it, and therefore I think you're getting a better show because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true, because if you weren't looking forward to it, you don't put your best into it.
No, I don't. And like I say, I think, yeah, sometimes, and I think this method of doing it as well, where he just chucks me a list so I sort of know what we're talking about. I peruse it and I go, yeah, okay, we'll do that. And then he just chucks his stuff at me, and then I challenge him to back up a lot of this stuff.
Oh yeah, well, I do check most of it out these days, because you've got to.
Yeah, and you know what, Frankie, I'm happy with that as well. I'm happy with doing it that way. And like I said, if I'm not on, it's because I'm gone away somewhere. That would only be it. You still get a great all in. Exactly. You still get a great all in. You guys enjoy doing that, right? And then you get the old days, the nostalgia bait, every other Sunday. We don't need more than that. It's not enough for me to go around.
We don't need more than that.
It's just not enough for me to go around.
So did anyone else get affected by Storm Dave?
No.
Storm
Bit of
Dave.
Bit of wind.
Bit of wind, bit of snow. Blustery.
So to all my regulars and all my lovies, I'll see you in about 15 minutes. You know where. We won't be live. We'll just have a laugh. Right? But otherwise, John.
It's been great. What?
Have you had a good time? Have you enjoyed yourself?
Yeah, of course I have.
Yeah. I know you were, Frankie. Look.
Frankie's really fucking milking it here.
Yeah, but the thing is, I know these things.
He's stroking your ego.
I like the ego being stroked. You can stroke away.
Fucking hell, mate. His wife's having to widen the door now to get him out of the bedroom.
And yes, enjoy the rest of your Easter weekend, everybody. I hope you've had a great Easter. I hope you've had wonderful chocolate. I'm going to throw you over to John. Love you. Leave you. Mwah.
It's been great for you.
Flag pin, shiny as a TV grin, talking tough from a leather chair, sending kids where they'll never sit. Golden tie, talking like it's do or die. Papers power while the cameras spin. Every word is a practice line. Walks, gotta walk. Big talk, big stage kitchen table. Whoa.